Alright, I'm just gonna go get started. Just posted the link. Gonna be definitely a. I gotta put my watch list up here. I just have to do it. Try different settings on the video recording, but we could go to ES1. We're still range bound. I mean, pretty big range, but 4303.5 was definitely. I mean, we hit this string once, twice, three times. Every time, there's only two samples, but we made a low here, came up, touched again, and made another lower low, came up again. So let's see if we're gonna make another lower low. We had a 5-wave down yesterday. Went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that wasn't there. I messed that one up. That was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the 5-wave down. Hopefully we get a little corrective wave up, and then maybe some more downside. We had unemployment rate, which got a little bit better. So not sure how that's going to affect the market. That's why I usually wait. I don't get trapped at open on that one. But pretty simple. Just put that in your journal, guys, for FOMC. If we fly, so I was saying I wanted the price to come back here, and then I'd determine if I wanted to buy in, if everybody else was going to buy in. But you got to realize everyone bought in here, and look at how mad it drove the price up. They're not going to buy in here again and drive it up again. They're going to let it consolidate probably down to their um, where they want it. And I thought they'd buy it in here with some unfilled orders and then push it up again, but it didn't really happen. But the main thing is, like, if you would have charted your overnight high, overnight low, we broke that overnight low and we just kept going. That's where you could have got puts here and drove it down. But of course, chasing puts, you don't want to buy it at the bottom. Always hard. I'm gonna open this up to everybody. It's Friday. Yeah, open this up to everyone. Just gonna do morning, but just remember FOMC. If we do pop up like that, usually the next day we know we're gonna fall, unless it's just crazy good news. Then we might be continue it to go up. But of course, it wasn't good news. I think just Powell just sugarcoated it to make it sound good for investors. Um, Definitely watching. If you saw, if you're watching the bonds in the if you're watching the 10-year bond, I mean, you just saw it just completely just go straight up all day yesterday. Why is it my crosser? You just saw it completely go up all day. That was one thing I got that fix call. I saw some flow go into it. I saw, with that news, fix could have went up. See that ES is dropping. I mean, this was up like 6% yesterday. You had the 10-year Treasury note was up, crazy amount yesterday. So, it just shows that we're going to decline even more. So we had that saw. So I really want to watch this zone right here. This is being weird. My crosshair is not staying on there. different. Just go through some tickers. Apple. This is really bothering me. Lack for no. Oh, no, no, I'm just gonna have to deal with it. We got Apple. Apple really didn't make it all the way down to. Apple just sort of does its own thing. I'm not really trying to watch Apple. Um, this is just weird. I don't know what my computer's doing. I can't exit full screen. Guess I'm lagging out. I don't know what's going on with my computer. But Apple, I could. This is crazy. What is going on? Alright, that's back. How to exit full screen? There we go. Alright, I don't know what that was, but Apple kind of doing its own thing. It's not really hitting a supply, and it's not really bouncing off demand. AMD, hopefully you guys caught that. I even said, been saying it for a couple weeks. Short semiconductors after earnings. They have great earnings, but they, I don't know. They just, I guess people decide to take a lot of profit. You have came down, actually touched that 92 spot perfectly. I didn't notice that. AMD actually 92 came back up, smoked it. Uh, Maybe watch that zone again because we have that huge consolidation. Probably a lot of buying in right here before their earnings to push up. Tesla was watching these zones yesterday. Of course, didn't really matter. But we did break that the uptrend. Um, Tested it, came down. I was a little skeptical of these uptrends yesterday, just because we had a lot of we're in demand. Facebook was the same thing. Like we had this uptrend, but I was like, well, we're in that demand from yesterday's pop or from yesterday's low, and Facebook popped here. So Facebook was definitely stronger. Um, I was telling people if you saw the market turn around, Facebook, I'd keep my eyes on Facebook because it didn't really drop like the rest of the market. What's wrong, buddy? It didn't really drop like the rest of the market. Still waiting for it to get back to that 204, 203, 202, possibly 200 area for a possible pop up. Everybody wants Facebook for that gap fill, but I play price action. Microsoft, look at that beautiful, beautiful supply rejection. Until demand, not really doing much. The real 272 is a good demand. Where it popped up from earnings, so possibly if we get down to 272, we can see a little pop up again from that earnings jump. You know, a lot of stocks when they have a huge push from earnings, you always want to watch it consolidate back to the earnings area and see if they buy in again. Hopefully some unfilled orders because because it went so fast, their orders didn't get filled. Nvidia, I was just doing a TikTok on this one, on that it was a 1 hour zone that we caught yesterday. Should have went closer to money. It was kind of my mistake. We had 1 hour with regular right here. You can tell we have pop up, came down here, huge push up, but caught that right here. If we went closer to money, we would made a lot more, but of course you were risking more, and the trend was down yesterday, so that's why I kind of went out of the money a little bit, where I could take a little, cut more contracts. I got a little more contracts and cut them. So that last one I could have messed around with a little bit and let's see if we could have a V-shaped recovery all day, but we didn't. But like I said, with these supply and demands, um, your main thing you want to do is take it to VWAP. We caught it right here. Look at that. Took it to VWAP. That's where I really should have exited. And then, you could have taken three. You could have taken 1, 2, 3 scalps out of that zone for end of day. Square, beautiful earnings, but seems to be consolidating down. I'm definitely waiting for that 110, 111, which seems a pretty solid. Seems a pretty solid past supply where we could get back up to that 119, 127 supply and possibly reject there. Tell huge drop from there. Came up, tapped it again, dropped it again. So ES is just going down. You had that initial pop, so definitely watch that smaller time frame. I need to figure this out. Why is it so weird? Oh, there we go. I don't know what that did, but there we go. So we have our overnight 16.4, 420, and your overnight low there. So definitely watch out. We had a nice push up, then drop. Nice supply right there, a little small one. Just go through other higher time frame stocks. Let's see. Someone said the monthly on this looks ugly. Yeah, this weekly was. We ended up here on the weekly. It looks so bullish. Look at that, just dropped. Now it looks so bearish. Just 1 day difference right there. NQ, I mean that looks ugly. Apple, still waiting for Apple to come down to its daily area where we pushed for 13 straight days at 150, 145. See if we come down here, catch a little nice buy-in again, push it up. Um, is a weird pattern Apple's doing. Let's see if we can touch on here. Boom. And then you can take it up there. AMD, that was just a huge fake out. Everyone's like, AMD, AMD, AMD. But, if you go back to, if you look back to where NVIDIA has their earnings, and I bet you NVIDIA had earnings, or AMD earnings here, I bet you NVIDIA earnings were on March 1st. Let's see. No, they're February 16th. You could see if you could, let's go 24-hour. Probably had a pop up after hours, and then look at that huge drop after. What was that? February 16th. If you go to AMD, February 16th. See, dropped all day. Um, I just noticed that with MU. I think I went long on MU after earnings. I got killed. The MU, they popped up huge on earnings and just fell after earnings. So you can tell the 29th of March, go to AMD, 29th of March. Kind of had a pretty solid day, but then look at that day after, 2 days after. So unfortunately, they did, they do really good on earnings, but they just get killed. Firm really not doing anything. We're just, if we do a lower time frame, our firm's just chopping between these. It actually broke below yesterday. That could have been a nice short. Yeah, it's not really a zone. That could have been a nice short underneath 28 and 25. That's one thing I would really like to look for is just sideways action. You just take that up or you take that down. Amazon. Amazon made a weekly low under 23.67, which I think I was thinking I was on VC and I said that, I was like, Amazon made a weekly low. Oh, that could have been a good short too, but I feel like anything could have been a good short yesterday, but it was the whole try not to chase factor, and that's where it gets hard. Crowd, whatever. FedEx, no. Just higher time frame. Lucid had earnings. What's ES at now? Minus 70. Tech's -1. So jobs came back pretty good. Unemployment rate went up a little bit, and then went back right down. Netflix, whatever. Neo filled the gap yesterday. I guess they're added to the delisting, so I'm staying away from Chinese stocks. I don't want to mess with them anymore. Roblox, this is a perfect higher time frame. Um, Higher time frame supply and demand right here, where you have this drop, we based here, drop, we come back up, tapped it, and then made that huge move down. 14% in the stock. But, a lot of stocks just got destroyed. Roku made it back up to where it sold off on the 21st. Based here, sold off. If we were able to get past that 114, we possibly could have saw 129, but it seems like we didn't want to get past it. Snap. Snap's hard because we're going down to this random freaking candle down here from earnings. Or I think it just dropped and then pushed. I don't know what happened there. Twitter is going to be all news based. I think I'm watching this downtrend is the main thing. It held 50 yesterday. Let's see if 50 stays. 50 was see, that's the supply and demand right here. Drop, base, drop. We came back up there, touched once, came back up there, touched twice, dropped. But it is weak, so I don't like to usually buy in. How'd you turn around? Usually don't get to buy in, but I'm watching this kind of downtrend right here. See if we could break it. Deal price up here. You always want to mark that at 24, 54.20. So I don't see it going up much higher. Upstart. Upstart had that breakdown where it was like probably like, oh, it's gonna fill the gap, and then look, it just pops straight back up. That's why it's really hard to play gap plays. Really hard to play, you know, really hard to play trend line breaks right now because the market is just like kind of erratic and just moving uncontrollably. Huge pushes, up 5% one day, up 4% 2 days ago, down 5% yesterday. Like absolutely insane. Try not to swing much. That's the main thing. Like go into the next day open-minded and just play that price action of the day. That's the best thing you could do. Um, yes, I would love to wake up with an extra 100% in my port with my swings, like it was all last year. Like last year, I don't think I woke up and my port was down just because of swings. Um, that market's gonna be hard again. I don't think we'll see a market like that. Hopefully, you guys took advantage of it, paid some bills off. But now it's just a different game, especially with QT and the budget. And someone posted how bad we're in debt. You know, shit's gonna hit the fan. Mortgage rates are like 6%, but people are still buying houses $100,000 over listing price without even seeing it, and that's just a bubble waiting to be burst. I think that's the next crash is that when the housing market goes. Yeah, supply and demand housing market right now. There's not enough supply, too much demand, and when that flips, when there's just too much supply, not enough demand, that's when I think the market's crashing. But probably another difficult day to trade since we're down 1%. Like I said, watch that area where we sold off on the unemployment rate data, the jobs data. We had that little push up and then drop. So that's going to be your little supply. So if we do push that back up to there, let's see if we could drop again. And if we push through, that means the market's strong. So we should be in calls from there on. But I'll show you guys that area. Right here, let's see if SPY looked, SPY. Right there, 412 to 414. See if we can get back up there. And if the market wants to push back up, drop it. But like I try to tell a lot of people, you have more, Bubba? I'm watching my little infant right now. Wife had to run to the store. Hopefully she's back by market open. That's the rule. But uh, definitely like try to the main thing for me is go green every day in your port. Go green every day. Um, I try to tell people who I mentor, tell people I talk to. I'm like, if you're trading with any size port, it doesn't really matter. You should so let's say you have $10,000. When that port hits 9,000 and you're in plays, come up with a number like 9,000, 8,000. If you hit that number, go all cash, sell everything, start over the next day. I tell people that all the time. You should always have an all cash amount. You should not risk. You should not risk. You know, more than you want to lose, and that's why I usually have all cash. You just start the day over next day. Let's start over fresh. And also, like, if everyone has a profit taking strategy, but do you have a strategy going down? Do you have a strategy going the other way? Like, what happens when your trade goes 20%? You're down 20%. What happens when you go down 30%? Like, what are you doing? Like, I do scale out going up, but yes, I do also scale out going down. If I'm in 5 contracts and I go minus 30%, I'm not holding all 5. I'm down to 3. Like, I don't want to risk all 5 going to minus 50. And if those that do rebound, I buy back out. I I'll buy back in when at my entry price again. Smaller ports, you just gotta stick to your stop losses. You gotta be, you just gotta stick to your stop losses. It's the hardest thing to do. I I saw someone post if you hold your winners as long as you hold your losers, you'd be a lot richer. You'd be making a lot more money. Everyone wants to take profit quick, but man, when you have a loss on your side, like you're holding it, praying, the rebound, which is tough. Um, YouTube, I'm just doing pre-market on YouTube. I'm gonna hop off on YouTube after, like, right before the bell. Um, Someone had a huge dark pool at close. Oh, QQQ, 1.3 billion dollar dark pool. So I'm marking that up at yesterday's close 313.09. So 313.09. It's people who posted template. I have dark pool right here, purple line. So it's actually underneath. It was probably delayed. They have a video on it. Yeah, I might play KQQ off that dark pool. So I was watching a video. And if we do get past this dark pool, and it seems like a buy, it's hard. You can't tell if it's a buy or a sell. But that was what 4,200. What they say it was 4.3 million shares were either bought or sold on the Qs after hours at 3:13:09. Ethan, you see that dark pool yesterday on Qs? 1.3 billion. Yeah, 3:13:09. Yeah. Cheddar Flow posted. Very rare. It was what 4.3 313.10. Yeah, move up one. 4.3 million shares. There's no there's Yeah, but why would you have a that big of a dark pool print after we sold off 5%? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they'll work together. They'll both go up if they go up. All right, YouTube, I'm gonna end here. Game plan. Watch that dark pool on Qs and spy. Watch where you sold off.